Hi, this is version 3.0 of my knife jig handle. We've got here because I've sold a lot of them. Thank you for all your support. You've been fantastic. And your support has allowed me to continue developing them, because what happened is I got some notifications that a couple of them had snapped right here as they were pulling them apart to put the metal parts on. Horrified. I thought, oh no, that's not good. Now, if you've got one of the first versions and you've managed to get this on without snapping it or, destroying it or anything, it's going to work fine. You can carry on using it. If in fair use, don't try and break it, but if in fair use you do accidentally happen to snap it, of course I'm going to replace it for you. That's no problem. But what I wanted to do was see if we could further develop it to make sure that it doesn't ever snap. So first of all, I'm going to give you a look at the new version 3. So you can see first of all, that it's round. This shaft is now a complete circle. Right, the thumb cup is now much bigger. It fits almost my complete thumb in there, which means that this surface across here is now wider so that it fits on the rest and is more stable, so you won't be able to cock it as easy. Plus, of course, it's got good sharp edges as opposed to the rounded off ones from the old SVM jig, right? So these are all improvements. We have also, and some of you got the version 2. The version 2 was the original rectangular shape here, which was snapping right in the middle here. And I'm not talking a lot. There's like, 3 of them came back. And one of them broke through here. So what we did is we added this ring on top that has strengthened this area enormously. So now that shouldn't be a problem. So coupled with this now much fatter base shaft, this radius still matches the tool rest perfectly. So it's going to glide beautifully along there, right? We have the texture, right, which gives just the right amount of friction. And you shouldn't have any problems at all. The fit is fantastic, right? So you should be able to open it up, pop them in, screw it in, and you're good to go for years, right? Now, so that's the new one. Very nice. And everybody who orders one from now on will get the new one. I mean, look at this finish. The finish on some of the originals was a little bit, not super beautiful, but we've improved. It turns out that when you can adjust the angle at which they're printed, makes a big difference. And of course, these are 100% solid now. The first versions had a percentage of infill, so they weren't 100% solid. Now, the problem with 100% solid is that it costs me a lot more to produce them, obviously. And I can't produce as many, but, in one session. However, I'm willing to compromise and absorb, all of those costs really, and get the right product to you from now on. Now, if you've got one of the originals, version 1 or version 2, you can tell the difference because version 2 has got this lump, this extra reinforcement around that second hole. If you don't have that second reinforcement, then you've got version 1. Right, version 1 and version 2. Version 3 is the full cylindrical. So if you've got one of the version 1s or the version 2 and you want to upgrade, hit me up, send me an email, and I'll give you a heavy discount code so that it doesn't cost you too much to upgrade, even though you haven't broken it. If you have broken it, don't break them on purpose, but if you have broken them, then please, of course, get back to me and I'll give you a brand new version 3, so that's no problem. But again, if you've got a version 1 or a version 2 and you've managed to get these plates on fine, that's the most stress that it's going to have now is a compressive stress under here as you push it along the tool rest. So there's really not going to be any more stress. The only stress is when you're pulling it apart. Well, I've got this all done up now, but you know, when you're pulling it apart to put these plates on. But as you're about to see, I'm now going to cut to a video that I recorded a few days ago with my developer. We were here, and what we did is we tried various different materials, including carbon fiber infused plastic. And what you see here is the result of that testing. All right, that's the carbon fiber. This is an original Tormek one, which we also broke to see how strong the original Tormek ones are. We've got original ones. We've got, this is a version 2 because you can see it's got the reinforcement. Here's a version 1. Had flats, it wasn't full cylindrical, and there was no reinforcement around here. And there were some of them were breaking through there, like about 3% of them, not many. And so we built that extra ring there. So this is a version 1, so you know which one you've got, version 1. This is the version 2, which has got the reinforcement up, but still has the square shape, and they were snapping right through there. And of course, version 3, which has the ring and the full cylindrical shaft, and is strong as old boots. Right, so this is what is going to be, everyone's going to get from now on. So first, I want you to watch the destruction tests, which are next, and then I'm going to come back and sign off. This is version 1. This is the one that I've been using myself. So first of all, I'm going to test removing it from the jig, because the stressful part is across these two, across this big hole. It's a bit thin there. We fixed that, I'll show you in a minute. So big end first. So big end goes on last and comes off first. So sliding it sideways. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to do a brake test. So that broke in there. And this is printed at 35% infill. All right, so some people are braking there. So this also has the old style hole. I'll show you what the new style hole. See, the new style hole has got a reinforced ring. See the difference? Right, this we've put a build up around there that should make it much stronger through there. So that's number one improvement. The first improvement is the reinforced hole, but this has still got 35% infill, but with a reinforced hole. So let's try and break this one. Right, so that's quite flexible there. So I don't know how some of them broke, but they did. Right, so that's quite flexible, but we'll try and break it. There you go. And you can see the way 3D printers work. They don't fill the whole thing in. However, I don't want that to happen. So here is the same jig with a reinforced hole, but 100% fill. So this is 100% solid all the way. And I haven't tested this. You're seeing it at the same time as I am. 100% fill, reinforced hole. Test number one. So it still broke. It took a fair bit of bending. Right. Now, so we tried some different materials. So they're all going to be 100% fill from now on. So this is ABS. With a reinforced hole. Let's have a look. Okay. So that broke similar to the other one. Okay, so that's the ABS. Now, we also tried carbon fiber composite. Now, carbon fiber is a little bit more sensitive to printing and can be a little bit ugly on the side here, but still, that shouldn't matter. So let's try this. 100% carbon fiber composite. See, so that's opening quite a lot in order for us to get our clamps in. So that's good. But let's just see what it takes to break. Okay. And it broke as well. So I would say that the carbon fiber composite is not much better. Not much better. And now final test is 100% fill polycarbonate. Looks pretty weird because it can be silver. This will be the Silver Surfer edition. So let's have a look. First we'll do the mild bend to see what it takes to... So it feels quite stiff, right? But that could be good for the for putting on the plates. So putting on the plates is, let's try. So we'll put the small side on first. There's a small side and the screw. Fits nicely. And then we have to, here's the danger time, is when we put this one on. So let's just be brutal and see what happens. That was pretty brutal. And it slipped on nicely. So that's a good thing. So it stretches enough to install, that's for sure. Right, so that's how it looks. Let's try and break it even while this is on, see what happens. Oh, actually no, we'll take it off again. And what I'll do is I'll slide it, rotate it sideways. That came off good. And then this side just comes off pretty easy. So that, so far so good. Let's see how it breaks. Snapping, but quite stiff. 100% fill. So that's interesting. Now, let's just have a think about that. And just for comparison, let's break the Tormek one. So that will eventually break when exerted a lot. Something to think about. Okay, so we went back to the drawing board. We decided to make the shaft beefier, and we made the thumb cup a bit larger. Right? So this is the standard one, And this is the big, round, beefy one. All right. Let's see the difference. Looks nice, I like it. Big, round. So let's do the test, see what it takes to break it. So spreading apart to get the plates out. Seems pretty bouncy. Let's try and break it. I'm pushing a lot. I'm pushing a lot. That did not break, and you will not be pushing it that much to take these plates on and off. Seriously, I'm really trying there. I'm not making faces. I'm not that good an actor, so I really want to try and break it. Oh. Okay, so it failed there, which is good, because that is the thinnest point, and the breakages were happening down here, so it didn't break there. It's now breaking up here. Interesting. Not happy with not being able to break it. I want to see, true to Mythbusters style, what's it actually going to take to break. So I can't really get my hands in there. So I'm going to try and use this as a wedge. Try and break it. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It took a lot, and these have got 100% fill, so they're solid, right? And it did take a fair bit to pull this off, you know, so I reckon we're getting there to the super tough. So it doesn't look too unattractive. I like it. It's round. This radius still matches the rest exactly, so the rest fits in there nicely, so it makes good contact. Big knob, big thumb cup. It's like a little sombrero. All right. Oh, come on, man. We've got to be able to break it.
Try again. Just go for it.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, take the screw.
Let's take this off. That's my developer in the background. Let's try and break this one just by itself using the leverage here. Well, it didn't break on the join down there where all the rest of them were breaking through this hole. It just snapped on the nameplate. So you can see that that's solid in there. Now that's good. So you'll never be doing that. The most that you're going to be stressing it is in trying to get the plates on, right? Because you've got to sort of spread them apart a bit to get it to clip in. So I'm happy with that development. Yep. So there you have it. Destructive testing, material testing, design testing, until we got to a super strong version. Now, I didn't know that they were breaking because mine didn't break. I was just installing it, no problems. But it looks like some people were, I don't know, I don't think anybody did anything on purpose to try and break them. I'm sure none of you are like that. But through accidental, spreading them apart, putting the metal bit in, some of them broke. So I had to improve it. And it's sad as it is, but we're now in a higher place. So if you want to get one, go to the iSharpen.shop and pick up your version 3.0 of the BAZ heavy duty knife jig handle. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks for watching, And I hope that's answered a few of your questions.